and then you defeat Ganon. I am joined by Blue Link. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This mode sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing it get tried out on the restream.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Crosshunt getting the full guinea pig treatment. This is my mode. The idea behind Crosshunt was that cross keys is really fun until the last 20 to 30 minutes where you're searching for your mitts in one dungeon. And I wanted to eliminate that problem so that you can be in go mode sooner, have a little bit more choice about how you beat your game, and hopefully less variance, showing the early to mid game routing rather than end game luck as the determining factors. So seeing some of the traditional cross keys openers, I actually don't recognize Lana Beans as a traditional cross keys opener, but I'm also wildly out of date. Deep Fried is doing a bombs farming route to ensure that he can do anything that he walks into that has a bomb requirement immediately, whereas Lana Bean is farming bombs in a different way and checking entrances. Alright, early fire rod for deep fried. So he can deep fry things as soon as he gets some magic. Yes, this is a Triforce Hunt mode. This is a Triforce Hunt, but the Triforce pieces aren't bosses, so you're still basically playing the game normally, you just have a little bit more choice in the end game. And an early Moon Pearl, I think early Moon Pearl is super spicy in cross keys, because I'm going to keep calling this cross keys by accident, but it's the same, basically. Moon Pearl has the same impact, where you have access to Dark World as soon as you find a connector, and that can be a little bit scary, because you don't know where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, recently I calmed a cross key seed where we didn't have a Moon Pearl for an hour, and it was a little bit painful.
That is also spicy for a different reason. You want to find your Moon Pearl in a timely manner, but finding it as your second or third item is a little bit overwhelming. You're supposed to spend the first part of the game exploring Light World entrances and marking your tracker. But Deep Fried also finds a mirror, and that makes Dark World more efficient. So if they do end up in the Dark World, they can get back to the Light World easily and not get off route. It can be really hard to stay on route in entrance modes because you have to constantly be making these choices whether or not to follow connectors, and you can be punished for following connectors that don't let you back in.
It's always a little funny when that happens.
You can also be punished for not following connectors that led to somewhere you were supposed to go a long time ago. Oh, a dark room. This looks like the old man rescue cave, so Deep Fried will continue on. This is a valuable entrance because it gives you an additional save and quit point and temporary access to the mountain. But it's also not easy to navigate if you don't have any items. You usually want to have at least boots or sword or something you can throw like a boomerang that can help you pinpoint where you are. Deep Fried is using Quick Swap to tell if he is inside the door or not. But he makes it through.
Echolocation, right?
Yes. Another thing you can do is if you want to know whether you're on the left or right of the screen, you can use Y items that give you the error message sound, and they will pan to the left or right depending on what part of the room you're in. Deep Fried finds some out-of-logic flippers on the Old Man Rescue. It's another efficiency bonus, but he will want to at least keep in mind the logic status until he gets to the point where he no longer cares where Lamp is, which might be sooner than later because he has Fire Rod already. Lana Bean, meanwhile, found the Ice Rod, so we've seen both rods. Going for one of the options for entrance opening, which is to check your drop downs. And there's a drop down up here in one entrance.
And speaking of those flippers, Lana Bean was able to do a houlihan over by Useless Fairy.
Well, that's a really good point. Deep Fried will not be able to do that because the flippers prevent you from doing that form of houlihan, which requires you to splash 3 times. Can't do that with flippers. Deep Fried actually does not have access to houlihan right now. So if he wants money, he has to find it. Oh, Cane of Samaria in this drop down for Lana Bean. This is the thief drop down. The runners will all be trying to track which drop downs they haven't found because Ganon is required in this mode. Deep Fried finding a good bomb farm, which is Palace of Darkness.
Oh yeah, bombs everywhere. And he's even got 1 key to go get a few extra checks.
Yeah, back in 2018 when Cross Keys was not as popular, the meta was to avoid unlocking that door at all costs. And runners would go through the right side over and over again and waste so much time. And now they just don't do that. Instead, the meta is to sacrifice one of the 6 locked items. So one of the 6 key locked items, which is usually just assume that you're not going to find all 6 keys, and by the time you do, you don't care anymore. There is a bow and pod. That's what we're laughing about. Lana Bean's still going for farms. I'm not sure if this is for the enemies variety pack or for tree pulls. Oh, interesting. She finds Spiral Cave, which is a nightmare check. She actually has very little to deal with enemies in here.
Yeah, no magic for that ice rod. She's just gonna have to tank some of these mold worms.
She has 1 bomb she could throw, but I don't think she wants to. If I was her, I think I would be select buffering through these to try and take advantage of frame rules and to dodge things in turn-based fashion. She needs to get out of here if she wants to check the connector, but the connector's probably not important. I think she cared more about the item than the actual where it leads. You often just find it anyway. And if she doesn't, it's not hard to get to. So Deep Fried's still making his way through the mountain. This is all out of logic until Lamp or Flute shows up. Or another connector, which I haven't really been paying much attention to, whether any of these have been connectors.
Alright, Lana Bean 2 for 2 on the 50-50 bushes there. Actually has more than 1 bomb now.
That's fantastic. Ooh, a connector. We'll wait on that one. Deep Fried has Moon Pearl and Mirror and can check all of the Dark World. Both of the Dark World Mountain checks. Which is probably more valuable than that connector. You can also go up the mountain and check Hera. Early Heart Container for survival. This is a good thing to pick up if you have early Dark World access.
Oh, absolutely.
I think most people outside of no logic players will not turn down a free heart container. Whoa. I totally missed what's on Maze Race. Lana just flicked by it.
I looked away as well.
And we probably saw it on Deep Fried Den too. The thing about this is that it's not actually accessible until you get into the Dark World with the mirror and the Moon Pearl. Oh, it's a hammer, okay. I thought it looked like a unique item. Like, it didn't strike me as one of the junks. That's good to remember, because that's actually, now that Deep Fried found the Dark World, that's accessible and in logic. Well, maybe. This connector's not in logic, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume that there's another connector to the Dark World available to Deep Fried. That's a heck of a cave. The Mire Shed cave with both the Moon Pearl and the mirror in it. It's a really good, like, slap in the face. Like, okay, now I had to think about my routing in a different way all of a sudden.
But one thing's for sure, having the mirror before you have to go to the Dark World is really convenient.
Mirror is such a good item in every mode. There's no mode where you're like, oh, the mirror, except maybe in the glitch modes where you find it before Pearl. And only the ones with logic. Without logic, you don't care. You're just happy to have it.
Oh, something I did mean to ask. So, Desert's a pendant. So when the Triforce piece is on the boss, is it the actual, like, the boss item that's replaced by the Triforce?
It's the item drop. The only way to make it the actual crystal is through a branch of Overworld Rando that didn't actually have that feature when I made this mode, or when it was selected for the tournament. It's a very new feature, barely tested. Not something they would probably not something they would want to use for the main tournament simply because of how new it is. People would have to get used to, for example, the map works differently and it's a lot to adjust to. And this is already experimental, and experimental modes in main tournament is a controversial issue, so adding it also to an experimental branch could make it a little bit hard for people to adjust to. So Deep Fried has an overwhelming amount of Desert Palace to check with the Mirror and Pearl.
And there's some money for him. So yeah, I guess it's much less of an issue than it would be in non-keys modes, but that not having an item on the boss might mess with some of your calculations about what you're looking for. But
yeah,
you always want a Triforce piece. So
this is why I think Crosshunt is really good. And I mean, maybe I'm just like biased, but the fact that it's key sanity is such a boon for Crosshunt, because the original boss hunt modes are not key sanity, and they do run into that ambrosia problem of bosses just don't have value except for their goals. They're just a waste of time that you have to do to beat the game. They're not really like progressing you towards go mode in any way. Deep Fried has to be careful about how he mirrors. This is a tricky place to use the mirror. And there's a couple of reasons. One is that you can actually crash your game if you enter it wrong with the portal there. But more likely you're just going to mirror bonk over and over again. Or you're going to not be able to go back into your portal. Like, I think that's where Deep Fried is right now. Just unable to go back into the portal.
Oh,
Thankfully,
no.
there is a very valuable cave here. Paradox Cave has 7 items in it and 2 connectors. So other than Pod and Desert, have we seen any dungeons?
We saw Swamp. That was somewhere in Kakariko. Oh, the
Got
blue
it.
boomerang.
That's right, I did see Swamp. Of course, you can't do Swamp without finding the dam first and the Swamp small key, but it is kind of looking like maybe Swamp will be available sooner than later with the flippers. And even the Swamp big key could be that there's an item in the big chest that the game expects you to have.
Okay, I was worried for a second that Deep Fried was going to forget about the last chest in Paradox Cave.
Oh, that would be rough. Useless
Oh, that's
connector.
funny.
Okay. It's funny because it's not just a useless connector, but it's actually where he was. Just... It'll actually help him escape Desert entrance, because he was trapped between the thing that you have to use the book to move, like the turtles, and the entrance of Desert. And now if he wants to continue in Desert, he could, but you wouldn't be able to go back to the Dark World.
That's mildly unfortunate. Oh,
this is
here's some new stuff.
Yep, this is one of those things you'll always find a connector to at some point. I'm also told that the connector is always on the left side for some reason. That's just how the logic rolls it. Not that there can't also be a connector on the right side, but at least you know that the left side will be a connector. There is also some manner of East Darkworld access, or East Death Mountain access. Oh, interesting. We have Lanabean. Oh, right, Lanabean has the bow. We must have seen this from Deep Fried too, because this would have been free after bow.
Yeah.
How close are we to killing Trinex? I see Kane, Samaria, and 2 rods. I don't see a big key, and we haven't found DR yet, but something to keep in mind. There is a Triforce piece there, and an item. Or not an item, but a prize of some sort.
That hammer on Race Game that you mentioned is probably available.
That's a weapon, yeah. Assuming there's some kind of Dark World access in Logic for Deep Fried, that should be in Logic too. I'm not really... I don't have the capacity to track where everything is and follow what leads to where, but...
Oh, well...
I'm seeing a lot of connectors to Dark World. I'm just going to assume it's in Logic. Lana Bean also about to find that, but she has other business here. It's also possible that the old man, or not the old man itself, but the mountain is in logic, and by extension the bow and so on, through that connector from the Dark World. And maybe the path that Deep Fried took was actually supposed to be taken in reverse. But that would require some kind of North Dark World access.
Yeah, we would need a connector or something, because we're...
Yeah, or the glove,
hopefully,
along with access to the hammer. Ooh, careful. Don't get Kirby'd. Oh, we found Ganon's Tower. It's a good 2 Triforce pieces in there, one at the top, one at the bottom, and a whole bunch of items. This is interesting because Deep Fried presumably knows where the hammer is, and is about to go in here without it. But also, doing anything without the hookshot and without boots can be pretty resource intensive. It can cost you a lot of health and a lot of bombs.
Oh, here's the dam.
There's the dam. They could just mirror and go into swamp and do the chest that's available.
I mean, he could go pick up the hammer first and then do Hookless Swamp.
He doesn't have a key, as far as I'm aware. Unless I missed it.
I could have sworn it was in Paradox Cave.
Oh, maybe
I could be
we
wrong.
do. I'm just going by the tracker, but tracking cross keys is hard. We do have a key that's a little scary. I don't know if you want to just rush Hookless Swamp, but given how much was given to them to do Swamp, assuming that key is, present, it might be a little suspicious. I might want to go just to get the items. It's a lot of items, including the big chest. Problem with going into Swamp is by the time Deep Fried gets the hammer, he won't have an easy way to get back up here, because he will have dropped past the Mitz Rock and not be able to get back up.
Right.
But he could maybe connect back up or just do another round of the Dark World at some point. Hopefully finds the hookshot by then. That would be ideal. Lana Bean finding her Paradox. We can keep an eye out for that Swamp Small. I will tell people again and again that the bombs are almost always the best solution to Mini Moldorm Cave. Even if you have other weapons. I think the only thing that's actually, consistently faster than throwing bombs is using ether, if you're able to. Oh. Nice sword. It's the first sword for Deep Fried in Mini Moldorm Cave. And there's that Swamp Small for Lana Bean. So confirmed. Ooh, a little scary with the Moldorms. She wants to leave, so she has to kill them. But she has bombs too. Telling you, bombs are best. Best solution to your Moldorm problem. It's almost good that the hammer is here, because if you're not an experienced cross keys player, it's really easy to forget the entrance that you mirror to here. But the hammer will make sure you don't forget that.
Oh, did Lana Bean get stuck with the same portal problem?
I think she actually is doing it correctly.
Oh, nicely done.
Yeah, she seems to know how to navigate that. Getting on grid, in the same way you would to do Mirror Super Bunny, to make sure that she doesn't bonk on the mire collision. You can also check that from below if you want to be safer. But it is not faster to do it that way. But it is better if, for example, if you had open mire, it would be the only way to do that. And be able to get back. 300 rupees from Day Game, you don't turn that down.
He's gonna get out of here. No, he isn't. Oh. Minor time
Not
loss.
quite. Maybe with slightly more prescient digging, where you actually know how many digs there are, like in Spoiler, you could aim for the exit, but it's kind of hard to get out that far without boots. Lana Bean is, I think, checking things that Deep Fried didn't get to check because he got stuck inside that desert staircase. For example, I think potentially this Agena Cave and Dark Agena haven't been looked at. Spike Cave not available until Glove, or for Lana Bean, Glove and Hammer, plus the logically required invincibility items. Maps are... I bet as we go through the tournament, we'll start seeing people skip maps more. I already see people skip maps a lot just in cross keys. I bet in Crosshunt people will start ignoring them. However, things can still be on pedestal, things can still be on green pendant, and things can still be behind the big bomb door. Other than that, even GT entrance is just open, so you can just walk in. This is mostly to prevent the problem where a dungeon is behind 7 crystals.
Yeah, that would kind of defeat the point of Crosshunt, right?
Yeah. It's also a little bit to keep it in line with Boss Hunt, the non-entrance version of this, where Ganon's Tower is open so that it's not just locked behind 7 crystals. But I think it works for both modes. Yeah, I think you can make an argument for having it require a small number of crystals so that crystals still matter, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
Okay, Meyer and Pod are our 5/6s.
Lana Bean finding and ignoring a dark cave. I don't think Deep Fried went for that either. Which you've already found Old Man Cave. One of those dark caves is really annoying to navigate with no cues. And the other one is really easy, but it's also your old man save and quit point, and easy to just save and quit to if you need to. Deep Fried first to check Sanctuary, I think, which is Sanctuary. That's pretty funny, because you can just save and quit to this.
Oh,
also,
wait,
Deep Fried can mirror.
The compass for the item count, or the... Sorry, I'm just flustered. There's an item counter for Hyrule Castle.
Oh, huh. I'm guessing that's to make up for the fact that Hyrule Castle doesn't have a compass. This is rolled on Dord's Branch, which is a necessity because it's not possible to Plando in entrance on the VT branch. But also because Dord's Branch does have a lot of features that VT branch doesn't offer, and it's a good way to showcase that you can in fact roll on doors, even if you aren't playing doors. There are a lot of other reasons too, and there are some good quality of life things like the compass counter existing in Hyrule Castle. Even though that's
cool.
Yeah, it's a small thing, but it makes sense when you think about it. The fact that it doesn't have a compass. Lana being at the dam, I think via connector, but hasn't found the dam, so she doesn't get to check the item, but Deep Fried will when he finds this.
So the Old Man Cave was the swamp exit, but a quick recap on what Lana Bean had just done. She found Ice Palace on the mountain, but had no magic, so couldn't do anything. And then save scummed the Desert Small Key, but it was just junk on the right side.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, we're in Turtle Rock now, and Lana Bean has the cane and can do it, and the Fire Rod.
Really working out that sword arm of hers. And she remembers to go the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Deep Fried doesn't have Samaria, though. He's going to have to do this the slightly more challenging way.
It's a good question. When will Deep Fried get to Hyrule Castle? It's possibly at the end of the Dark World route. He might mirror. He is able to get there, but he's in Skull Woods right now, which is not in the right direction. I'm not sure how he got here, because he went down to get the hammer, and then he ended up back in the north again. And I missed how that happened.
I think he looped like all the way around. He had just come from Graveyard Ledge.
Huh. Yeah, he would have to do that from a connector because he doesn't have like a hook shot to get across the river.
I think there was a connector on Bumper Ledge.
That's how he got there in the first place, so I wonder if he just took his original path back to the top. Because I did see him connect out somewhere in that area, either Bumper Ledge or in the Lumberjack Dark House. Wanna be in an Eastern without a big key. The calculation for whether you do Eastern or not is very dependent on your mood and whether you have an easy way to get back here. The key of this dungeon for Deep Fried. That's the thing Lana Bean wishes she had.
And I mean, that big key could not have been any more conveniently placed.
So Eastern is just Light World hype, so that's surprising because it is really easy to get back to, but it's also easy to justify skipping it forever.
Interesting. So she's doing the partial dip, not the micro dip, and not a full dip.
There's a word for it. The micro dip is just the first chest, I'm assuming. I think she went as far as the... Did she even go as far as the Stalfos room, or did she just get the first two?
Just the first two.
That makes some sense because there's a lot of backtracking associated with doing that chest on the right. And her return trip to Eastern will have less wasted time from backtracking.
Uncle has a sword for us. Oh, that's so cool.
So there's a sword for Lana Bean in Hype Cave. That's 3 swords. Between the two of them. A sword and a shield. I love it.
Lovely.
He took the shield and put it in the chest. He's not allowed to have the sword and shield item. We'll just, like, stash it away, I guess.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chest and then crawl back over to the hallway and just sit here and wait.
This is... Maybe I'm just out of date, but this is the most time I've seen somebody playing cross keys not checking the drop-downs.
You know, that is a good point.
Seems like everybody's late to all the drop-downs. Deep Fried hasn't been to Hyrule Castle. Lana hasn't been to any of the Northlight World. Nobody has been to, as far as I'm aware, the Fairy Cave.
Oh, here's Ganon.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Wait a second.
Well, if you want to kill more bosses, there have been talk about how to make Aga 1 a required boss for Crosshunt, and there isn't really a way to plando the drop-downs at the moment, because otherwise putting a Triforce piece in the drop-down would be the solution. But yeah, of course Ganon can just be there, and then you have to kill Aga at some point, and you have to find both keys.
Oh, a shovel.
That's fine for Deep Fried because he hasn't been down yet. He hasn't been in that direction. I'll be able to mirror and do it with Stumpy. Lana Bean will have a harder time checking that. She's about to get her second sword, though. So they'll be at sword parity, but not the same swords.
Okay, that's our first GT small. Oh, second. Never mind.
And there's Lana Bean collecting her hammer. I noticed that people check they get the item before checking the entrance. I think that has to do with optimizing the fact that you can pick up a bush and walk through your portal, and that it also kind of puts you in the right direction if you want to continue on the path.
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask the same thing, but then realized, yeah, there's no bush on the right side.
You would have to place a Samaria block. If you just enter and exit immediately, because the entrance doesn't have anything interesting in it, you can use your mirror iframes. But if there's something in there, like a chest, and you have to open it, you'll lose your iframes, and then you have to place a Samaria block or a bomb to get through. Lana Bean's doing what looks like slightly more optimal digging. This isn't like the Hundo strat, but it is tighter digs. Maybe she'll make it out in time. Right, not if she misses. It's really hard to do the Hundo strat and not just like miss. She's not going to make it out. I'm not even sure you can make it out with optimal digs now that I look at it.
We need to do a large-scale study to test and see who can get out of there the fastest.
I want to know, like, what's the minimum or, like, the maximum digs you can do and still get out if you optimize them with and without boots.
Asking the real questions, huh?
The deep fried going not just in Hyrule Castle, but also through the escape. It must have found a key somewhere.
Yes. I think Lana Bean has that as well. I think it was in Mini Moldorm.
And this makes sense because I'm not sure if there's Fire Rod logic in Doord's branch, but at the very least it is accessible, and they don't know when they're finding a glove. So 2 keys. These are both keys that you don't necessarily need all of, but you do want to have as many pod keys as you can find. And TR keys you want to have at least 2. More if you're doing any front and back movements, which you might have to do.
Oh, look, our runners are in the same place.
Oh, high five, almost. And way back into Village, if they want it. I suppose Deep Fried could take the hammer into GT and give it a Triforce piece. It would require a lot of bomb jumping. You also have to know the lineups for bomb jumping all the way down. It's easy with boots, but without boots it can be tricky.
Alright, looks like Deep Fried is going to choose Village of Outcasts.
But Deep Fried hasn't done South Dark World yet. Or at least, not all of it. He's not going that way.
Interesting.
Okay. Where's he going? Is this isn't where GT is. GT is at C-shaped house. So this is unchecked entrances? I thought he did this. Because I know that he was at Skull Woods. I don't know how he got to Skull Woods without passing by that one. Oh, there's a key. Boots locked in the Light World Fortune Teller.
Oh, and any small key out there could be one of our 2 required Castle Tower smalls.
True. You cannot skimp on small keys anymore. I don't know if people play fast and loose with small keys and cross keys. Probably not. But you definitely won't when you have 2 hard required ones. Even if you've already found Swamp Small, for example. So apparently Deep Fried hasn't actually done all of this. Which means
Fascinating.
maybe we'll see a Swamp play. I saw both runners find Swamp, but I don't know if Deep Fried will actually do all of the front of Swamp anymore. This is another drop-down Deep Fried is doing at 30 minutes. The Cackwell. I'm assuming Lana Bean has done this.
I was a little distracted at the start of the seed with the cropping problems. I didn't actually see her do the well.
Oh. Did everybody just get rabbit holed by the old man cave? I think that's what happened.
That would be pretty funny.
I think I want to see. Oh, there's a glove here. That's fantastic. Oh, I love that so much. That means that the thing that Lana Bean's doing right now is completely unavoidable. That's amazing. I love that both of them just cack-W'd so hard. So wherever the old man cave was, that's where they stopped. I do not see any sign of Deep Fried going into Swamp.
Yeah, looks like now he's gonna do South Dark World. No, he's
Unless
gonna
it's
mirror again.
mirror, yeah, it could be mirror accessible here. A little faster than walking back up.
Oh, did he never do these either?
It might be that he did it but didn't have the hammer yet. Oh, he's blind checking it, or not blind checking it. So, I guess he hadn't checked it. I think we're still missing a couple of the single item drop downs. Magic Bat and Lumberjack are missing. One of them's at Ganon, and one of them's at the Useless Fairy Cave, if I'm not mistaken.
I know Lana Bean did Useless Fairy, but I don't remember. Oh no, isn't that where she got Samaria?
That was at Harrow Castle.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
Questions in chat about what Crosshunt is. Crosshunt is cross keys with Triforce pieces on all of the bosses, plus Moldorm 2 chest and Ice Armos chest. So that's 10 out of 12 Triforce Hunt. And you have to defeat Ganon as well. It means that you get to choose which dungeons you complete. If you end up in a situation where you're like one item from go mode and it's for a specific dungeon, you can maybe get around it by finding a different item or finding a different dungeon. Lana being first to Tempered after getting to the uncle.
Yeah, and something I'm very interested to see about having some choice in which Triforce pieces you get is during last season's League, there was a mode where you needed to get 2 of 3 Triforce pieces, and that often had like a illusion of choice where you supposedly can get 2 of the 3, but then you ended up being forced based on certain things being locked behind others. So it'll be interesting to see how the numbers break down.
Illusion of choice can happen here too. There could be a clear, obvious, you're always going to require, I think, like either the hammer or the hook shot or something. Like there's some items that you just always need at least one of. But there are also going to be seeds where that nightmare scenario of I just need mitts to find one dungeon is eliminated by having other options. I've played a few of these and most of them have had true choice go modes where I actually find the item and it gives me a choice between 2 dungeons to clear. So I still needed to find the item but could make a decision based on which one I think is faster or more efficient. And that can be an interesting choice too. Big key in the flooded item, that's the thing that Wannabe missed out on by having not found the dam before reaching the physical, like the dam entrance. Deep Fried will check it, maybe it will be important. If it's Eastern Big Key, I will laugh. Oh no. Sorry, Lana.
Okay, we have Green Pendant Swamp, Crystals at Skullwoods, and Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock being vanilla number 7. Oh, but of course, pendants and crystals don't matter quite as much in this mode.
Matter a little. Green Pendant is the one that probably matters the most, just because it's an item, but also the red crystals matter, because it's an entrance. And Pedestal can have an item. So yeah, the Eastern Big Key, it's a big find for Deep Fried. Lana Bean wrong ordered that somewhat. And Tower of Hera here. I don't think we saw this. You need a glove for it, so we definitely didn't see it. Oh, a hook shot. Oh no.
Oh no.
Everything is behind Cackwell, isn't it? So that old man cave was such a trap for both runners.
Well, we have 16 runners in this race. Chances are somebody got that glove, at a reasonable time.
It'll be interesting to see the distribution of times. I think most people probably will just have the glove early. And maybe a few people who skipped it will have... we don't necessarily know that Deep Fried and Lana will have a bad time, because there's a lot more game to play. But it certainly has made things less efficient than they needed to be. For example, Lana being double dipping Eastern. And Deep Fried, I think one of them passed through Hookshot Cave and wasn't able to actually check the items in it, and would have been able to if they had found this entrance. But this entrance is also a little out of the way, so it's not a guarantee that even people with early glove would find this before finding Hookshot Cave. It is also funny that the Harappa items here. I saw Deep Fried go into Swamp. I don't think he stayed there very long. He's probably very happy about that, because now you can just do all of it.
Oh, yeah, he's even got both of the keys.
And it's Green Pendant. Swamp is a pretty valuable location.
Well, that is the first shiny golden Triforce piece for Deep Fried.
Yes, first Triforce piece of the game in Hera.
Oh wait, Hera wasn't actually behind the glove. It was at the cave there.
Oh, okay. It was only psychologically behind the glove. Lonamy was pretty close to it, but she went north. I wonder what if she has an intention of coming back here with the damn item, for example. Or if she simply forgot. It could be that that one cave was just a little bit out of the way.
Oh, something I failed to notice when Deep Fried was in Skull Woods, but there isn't a guaranteed Skull Woods small in the pinball chest anymore.
I guess not. That is a doors thing, I think. I don't know if that wasn't like a deliberate decision for the mode. I think that was just a side effect of being rolled doors. I'm not sure if this includes the protection from the bad layout. I think the protection from bad layout is newer than the mode and newer than the announcement of the tournament. So I don't think it's something that we'll be able to have. But for future iterations of Crosshunt, if people decide to keep playing it, it is something I would recommend. I think protection against the bad layout in absence of the small key is a good thing. Or at least some kind of protection against the drop-down lottery, so you at least know which drop you're taking, where it's going to lead.
This is all fascinating stuff.
So Deep Fried will do all of Eastern and get a second Triforce piece out of it.
Okay, Lana Bean is going to do Super Bunny Cave. Deep Fried, I think, declined to do this at the time.
This is a one-way connector, and I didn't catch where it was.
Or maybe I'm misremembering. No, I think he did go through here. Oh, hi, Saha.
Oh, Lonamine finds Saha's closet, which is something to mark because the green pendant could be required. It's on the mountain. It's behind the Super Bunny connector, which means that if we haven't seen that yet, then Deep Fried did not follow Super Bunny connector.
That is interesting.
If Deep Fried is lucky, he will do Swamp before doing that and have the green pendant to turn in. Not even having to track it is always a nice thing. I like finding something and clearing it completely and not having to put it on my tracker. It keeps things nice and clean. Can't mistrack something if you full cleared it. So, more chances for Deep Fried to find advantage here. Just a compass of this dungeon. And the last item is a Triforce piece, so I don't think Deep Fried gets much of an advantage. Being able to single dip Eastern outside of the simple efficiency of doing so.
He did find 2 pod smalls here. He has 5 now, and he could full clear pod, which that seems like a decent enough reward.
That's true. And full clearing pod, we don't have the big key yet, but we do have the location of it. I don't think it was that out of the way. So it's probably worth going in and just doing. Lonapine just keeps tripping over Turtle Rock Smalls, which is really funny. I think she found 2 in this dungeon. And now she can go all the way to Laser Bridge. She'll have to navigate a dark room, but this is, she can kill Trinex. She has the big key, and she has both rods, and she has hammer and cane. What more could you want?
It's kind of funny that we were talking about needing a weapon to kill Trinex some time ago, and now Lonamine has 3 swords and a hammer.
Yep. I think at that time we even, knew where the hammer was.
Yeah, I think so. And here's
also,
notes.
Okay, so Trinex is just a Triforce base. So, like, the actual ability to kill Trinex in Logic isn't really, like... It's not something you have to think about, whether it's in Logic, but it is really nice to be able to do. It's only in Logic to go to Laser Bridge if the lamp turns up or if that connector is accessible. And I think Lana Bean has a bit of a decision to face here, which is... She can check the connector, the exit, and she can risk getting locked out.
Oh, haha.
She doesn't like shields. Oh no, careful. She has to be careful here. She wants to check these first because if she gets locked out at the connector, she misses out on the chests.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to have to make. I have seen runners die on Laser Bridge because they didn't want to take the safety door, because they didn't want to get locked out.
It's definitely the risk. I think she does want to check. Oh, she doesn't. Wow, she's just gonna go for it. There are two schools here. One of them is that when you kill Trinex, you're going to get the warp out. It's going to put you in the entrance. And then you're not going to be able to check where Laser Bridge goes. So she's missing out on the connector check by doing Trinex without Laser Bridge. And of course, there's also the risk of death. She has no safeties. She just has good weaponry and will have to do a clean fight.
The good thing is the front door is at the dam, so she will get that Eastern Big as soon as she's done with Trinex.
Well, that's a really good point. Also, really nice routing if she took that into account. That I'm assuming she found the dam by now. Did she?
I don't remember where the dam was.
It was in... I want to say it was in, like, the Village or Kakariko area. I want to say it was in Village of Outcasts. Or south of it or something.
Well,
I remember...
There's a perfect Trinex fight, and Lana Bean's first Triforce piece.
Because I remember when Deep Fried found it, he was in position to get the hammer and then go back to Swamp if he could get back up. So if Lana Bean hasn't found Dam yet, this is at least still a chance for her to get the hook shot. If she considers going left, she can go to Hera and get that. Get one Triforce piece. So this is her first piece being Trinex. It's kind of funny. Bit of a meme. She's going right, just not in the hookshot direction.
Oh, you know what's completely silly? I thought we were talking about the dam because of Swamp Palace. I completely forgot that the key was still going to be drowned.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, yeah. Well, I was assuming that she had found the dam, because Deep Fried found it in Village, but I guess she hadn't full cleared Village. Maybe she hadn't been there at all yet. I don't remember her finding GT either. But she did... She went south to north to get the hammer, so she wasn't able to go up.
Yeah, because when she finds GT, she's got Samaria, and she can do right side then.
I think it would be really cool if she finds the hookshot before GT and just does all of it. She does need a big key if she wants to do the climb. You can get decently far into the climb without the big key. Not like as far as you can get without fire, but still pretty far. Far enough to be embarrassed.
And here's Thieves Town for Deep Fried.
Oh. Thieves Town. No big key, so it's just the first 4. Nice dodge. Yeah, Lana Bean notably has not been to the top of Kakariko Village yet. But the dam is in Village of Outcasts. She'll probably do them together. But she does have to get there at some point. And one of the things that makes Pearl spicy is that it can lead you on these wild routes that take you far away from Spear 1 locations. And that can be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, that glove was indeed Sphere 1 in the well. Okay, so nothing useful in Thieves Town in the front.
This is a rather inconvenient place for a dungeon to be. The Dark Shopping Mall is not a place you want to have to return to for any reason.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, boots.
Oh, baby. Well, returning to Dark Shopping Mall just gone a little bit faster. Even though you're mostly swimming. Oh, the mushroom. That's an interesting Zora find.
Hmm.
Some very expensive, like, hand-picked mushrooms. Somebody foraged those and sold them to their Whole Foods.
Yeah, and they've been curing in his gastric juices. Oh, never mind.
Oh, gross. Well, that's after you eat them. Okay, Lana Bean immediately turning that mushroom. That's usually wise in cross keys because you never know when you're going to find the witch. You don't want to find the witch and then have to return to it. Like, oh, oops, I
Yeah.
forgot to turn on my mushroom. I also don't think Lana Bean has actually been to these checks. She hasn't done this one.
Oh, Magic Bat was here.
Oh, she knows Magic Bat is here.
Oh,
So she's going to drop in with a fake powder. That's a really cool double check. She
and
can
there's
hard
the gold
reset.
sword for deep fried.
Oh, nice. I was going to say she could hard reset, but I forget that you can't really save scum mushroom in cross keys unless witch is literally at the witch.
And fake powder, rarely worth it. And this was not one of the times it was worth it.
This is a very efficient time to check Magic Bat, though. Like, it's worth it if the alternative is making a second trip to Magic Bat with the real powder and not having something to pair it with. When you do fake powder, you're doing a bit of a gamble. The gamble is either that you'll find something good that is really hard to get without the powder, or you will find the powder at some point, and your opponent will check the powder in a less efficient manner than you did. So she is saving quitting out, because that's what you do, the mushroom. You can't just reset it, because you don't know what it is yet.
And Deep Fried's gonna do Catfish with Zora, so he's gonna get that mushroom as well.
This is a good efficiency bonus for Deep Fried. It's being in this area in Dark World. Oh, there's another glove! Oh, so Wannabe knew where the potion shop was. That makes this play even more valuable. It's not just, I might find the potion shop eventually. It's that I just bought this Zora item and I really want it to matter. And it did. It's a glove. It's a glove that should have been the mitts in the seed. But however you get your glove, doesn't matter. You have it. That's what you care about. Maybe she'll get led towards the cave that has Hera in it, because there's a glove-locked entrance there.
Okay, she's got some magic now. It looks like she's gonna do ice. Actually, this is nice because she's actually got the glove now.
She has everything she needs except keys, and she doesn't really need the keys. It's just better to have them, and it puts a lot of stuff in logic. But there's also 3 checks in Ice Palace that are in logic with just the fire source and nothing else, not even the hammer. Those 3 locations are the Pengator room, Ice Tea room, and Freezor room. And then the big key if you have the big chest, or the big chest if you have the big key, is also, you can get there without any other items. Now, one thing that's not in logic right now is those hookshot lock checks, but it's easy for her to get to because she has Cane of Samaria and can Icebreaker. Oh, Deep Fried finds a boots-locked entrance to Turtle Rock. This will also get him at least through part of TR. He doesn't have the Ice Rod. Wannabe got that really early, and I forgot where it was.
Yeah, I didn't even see it.
I remember it being like a plain sight location, but I don't remember what it was.
Deep Fried won't be able to show us the laser bridge exit because he doesn't have Samaria.
Oh, he doesn't have any of this stuff. Okay, yeah, he's just doing a shallow dip. The 2 things you can get from this entrance without Samaria are this chest, and it's logically behind 4 keys, and Chain Chomps, which is accessible with absolutely nothing from this entrance. Logic can expect you to come in here with just bombs and a fresh, empty menu and still get the items.
Well, ice being completely useless so far.
I will put Wannabe on parity with Deep Fried in the Triforce Piece department.
That is true.
One of this dungeon keys in TR. Alana dropping in for the big chest as Oh, nice chest turn. Love to see it.
Did you already see the shovel check?
I don't know. I would have expected Deep Fried to do it with South Dark World, but I didn't look. Alright, it's 50 bucks. So Deep Fried will also turn in the mushroom and get the mids. But one thing he was not able to do was fake powder first. He doesn't have the cane.
He's really going to be missing that piece of heart, I'm sure.
Yeah, but if he never finds powder, it is a time gain over doing it. Nice map of this dungeon.
Wow, so Compass 2 maps, pieces
think-
of heart, and some cash and bombs in Ice Palace? My goodness.
I think Lanavine should have picked up that magic. I think she's missing more than 2. She's missing a Cane of Samaria amount of magic from Icebreaker, and then she's also missing 2 rod shots worth. She only has access to the 2 magic pots, and then she has to spend the key to get the ones in the door. That's probably why she's picking up this key. I hope she recognizes that. She can also beam dupe.
Yeah, I think that's why she made sure to grab that heart.
Okay, so she's just planning on beam duping. That's fine, dude. It's not too hard if you have beams. But yeah, you can see that she is missing the Cane of Samaria amount of magic, which is, I think, equivalent to 2 lamps. Okay, perfect beam dupes. She actually has extra magic to deal with Cold Stare. This is a really nice fight from her. That looks like a practice.
Oh,
Almost
yeah,
like
that was spectacular.
That almost looks like the low percent version of Cold Stare, where you have Master Sword and Sword Beams. And then you always you want to knock Cold Stare to the left if you're using Fire Rod shots, because of how the splash damage works.
You know, the inner workings of this game are just truly fascinating. Like, I did watch a little bit of the No Logic tournament, and I heard you're pretty good at that. And yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff that goes on in No Logic.
It's a really good mode for just geeking out about the game and how it works. And we still find new things about this game every day. And they come from the most
game's older than I am.
They come from the most unexpected places too. Lanavine is in the area that Tower of Hera is in. I hope she actually checks it. She's acting like she has the book, so I'm assuming she does. No, she doesn't?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Lanavine actually cannot read. She's illiterate, so she's not going to check the tablet. But I hope she remembers these entrances. I think she will. She's returning here for a reason. She's also preserving her portal. Makes me wonder if she has plans for the Dark World after this, or if she's just doing it for future insurance. Like if the dam is here, she wants. Well, that's in the light world. She'll get her hook shot. That's the important thing. Yeah, that Eastern Big Key is still gonna elude her, though. I don't think she's been anywhere near the dam.
You know, it will be interesting to see if she gets away with not getting that big key at all.
It's worth noting, by the way, that the boots that Deep Fried has are behind the lamp still. So I don't think there are any connectors to the Dark Shopping Mall. I think the flippers are required.
I think you're right.
Deep Fried somehow found a connector to the Turtle Rock face, and it leads to Turtle Rock. So this is the place. Lanavine could have had some kind of Dark Death Mountain checks to do here, but she would have run into the problem of having to choose between killing Trinex and dropping down to do the Dark Mountain checks. Deep Fried doesn't have that choice because he can't kill Trinex. I mean, I guess, yeah, he just can't kill Trinex, even if he could hover the TR cap. Doesn't have an ice rod. This is a much, like, safer place for Bridge. Just because he has boots and I think blue mail, so he can take a hit. And if he dies, he just lands here again.
Alright, that's the first Triforce piece that both runners have gotten.
Yes. I hadn't really thought of this, but yes, they do have completely different... They look like they're playing different seeds. They have different gloves. For a long time, they had different swords. And now they have mostly different Triforce pieces. There's your open GT. It's also just nice to have this not lock you out when you exit. Alana just going to check the shovel as its own standalone check. She doesn't really have a way to route this in with anything she hasn't already done, so she'll just walk. Maybe she'll continue on to Kakariko, but I think she'll just leave. She probably has better things to do. Deep Fried apparently doesn't actually know that Swamp is Green Pendant, so maybe we learned that from Wannabean.
No, it was on his map when he did the map. We had the map somewhere, I think.
He just checked it out of reflex. One of the nice things about Doors Branch is Sahasrahla will always have one text box instead of the usual 3.
Oh.
Sahasrahla having 3 text boxes has been a bit of an annoyance in the No Logic tournament because we do always check him, and it's just a waste of time. Having 1 text box makes more sense. Deep Fried has somehow managed to check every non-cane lock check of TR, which is great. I don't think any of it mattered. I think it was all just TR keys, but still, peace of mind. Wannabean is... Yeah, look, she's doing it. She's doing Kakariko.
Yeah, she's working her way there. She might find her Sphere 1 glove.
She could also go, like, she'll find her glove, it's mitts. She can go back to the Dark World here and do Village. She doesn't know this yet, but it's going to be really easy to return to Dark World. She's probably planning on going the long way around with the glove and hammer, and she won't have to do that. So Deep Fried also having Fire Rod. Not trusting his spooky value, just going around. I don't see any reason his spooky would be bad, so he probably just assumes he lost too much time menuing to Fire Rod to be able to just fire at the Freezor. Interested to see how he manages magic consumption, because Ice Palace is, in the vanilla game, it's supposed to give you a lot of free magic because these enemies are on the magic pack. Thankfully, they're actually on the magic pack in here too. But it can be really troublesome when nothing in here is on the magic pack, because Ice Palace does not give you a whole lot of magic in pots. It's very stingy about it. Okay, so Wannabean is trying to chest turn that. I think the reason that failed actually is because if you want to be able to open the chest without moving to the, moving to the side, you want to go up the right side pots, not the left side pots. You can go up the right side pots and stay on grid and open the chest without moving left. But if you go up the left side, you have to move right a little bit, and that can make it harder to chest turn, which is a very important skill in this game.
Yeah, I've never even tried doing a chest turn. I don't know how.
Chest turn is just opening the chest and hitting a D-pad direction on the same frame.
Oh. Okay, that's deceptively simple.
It's actually the same inputs as like a lot of the major glitches, Mirror Wrap and YBA. But you're just doing it while opening a chest. And it's A instead of Y. So I guess it's more like an item dash? Or no, it's... What's the... Do you have an equivalent of that in No Glitches? Or are you hitting a D-pad at the same time?
I wouldn't know.
You don't know, okay. I'm digressing. Wannabean's gonna find the dam, that's the important thing. I think it's here. She's also gonna find GT, and she has the hookshot and hammer now. That's really good news for her. She can do all of it except the climb. And the big chest. She even has 2 keys, which is enough. I think Deep Fried will have a full magic bar for Cold Stare. Doesn't have to get memes.
Wannabean remembering she has the mirror to delete the blocks. So it looks like the dam was actually at Thieves Town.
Okay, yeah, I remembered it being like up here somewhere. Somewhere in Village before you can get a hammer. And Wannabean has a hammer, has the dam, has the flippers. Swamp Palace is here. She can do it.
And looks like
I think that's what
That's
this
what
is.
she's doing.
Yes. It's a pendant too, a green pendant, so one of the more valuable prizes. Oh, apparently Deep Fried didn't do Icebreaker side? How did that happen?
Interesting.
Did he just IPBJ? Oh, he doesn't have the cane. He didn't do Icebreaker side because it actually really sucks for him to do that. Without the hook shot and without the cane and without any small keys.
I mean, he doesn't know it, but he's not missing anything of value at all.
I'll probably just go in with the cane later. I think this is a really early accessible dungeon. No, maybe not. It's on the mountain. That could be hard to get back to, but apparently it's not. Not anything.
Well, we are tied at 3 Triforce pieces.
It has been a really good race. I think Lana Bean has a slight item advantage due to some of the early game locations that Deep Fried missed. Notably the Samaria. And wherever Ice Rad was, which I could not tell you. Lana Bean might have trouble finding the Eastern Big Key, but she also might not. She might go down there for some other reason. For example, to return to Hera. Oh, nice. The cursed block clip. It barely saves time and it risks having to reset the whole room if you fail. Deep Fried has business on this side of the mountain. I think there was a dungeon here, but I forget which one.
Pod is over here.
Pod. So,
and
Deep
Mimic
Fried
Cave.
has Mimic Cave and Pod. No Pod Big Key, so it's just the all 6 keys, though, so you can get all of them without worrying about Helmosaur. So that's all 4 GT smalls for Deep Fried. He didn't need all 4, but it's good to know all of GT's and logic. Thor Rando branch does have different logic for GT climb. I believe that you only need 1 key. Like you don't need any keys maybe to climb to get to the first 2, because there aren't actually any small key doors up there. And then you only need 1 for. Maybe you need. Actually, I think you might need all 4 for the remaining behind the 1 key, or 3 if one of them is there. Okay, Bombos is not super relevant. I don't think. Yeah, Meyer was Ether, and TR was a connector that they found. So Bombos is not important.
Yeah, it's not even useful for enemies. Well, maybe a little bit on the climb, but Ether's more fun to use.
Ether is way faster if you're not dealing with frozen enemies. If Ether kills the enemies, it's often one of the fastest way to clean a room. I always advocate using Ether in Mini Moldrum Cave if you can. And also, maybe in that Stalfos room of GT. Can be faster than using the hammer. Oh, Quake. That's funny. Also useless. It's not Ether. It's the only medallion we care about. So as far as I could see, Lana didn't get anything of value here. Maybe some keys that I didn't pay attention to.
I don't think so either.
Nothing that stands out to me. But she is ahead on Triforces.
Oh, the hair is small did turn up somewhere.
Oh, hair is small. Actually, for Lana, that's especially good because it could get her to return to the dam area. If she gets, for example, both the hair small and hair big, she might chase that just for the items. It seems like the seed has not been very, it hasn't really, oh my god, all 3 medallions in pod. I love that. It's been pretty stingy in the dungeons. Maybe GT will deliver. In fact, I don't think Deep Fried did any of the Sphere 1 checks in GT.
He did Hope Room.
Okay, never mind. He did all of them. He may not have checked the torch, but he didn't have a reason to. I guess that's one thing Lana can't do. She can't get the torch item.
Chat is way more excited than we were about all 3
I am
medallions
actually excited
being in
about all
pod.
3 medallions in pod. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
I think not only were they all in pod, but like 2 of them are in dark rooms. So I just see this black screen and a medallion appear.
I really appreciate Lana Bean not using the cape here in Tile Room.
You gotta do something to keep busy. Like, you don't want to sit there just holding a button. It's boring. Like, at least practice your backwards boom throws. Your swag booms. Or do a sort of blind script-esque dance where you avoid everything without actually, you know, hitting the tiles. That's what I go for.
Oh, apparently Lana Bean found half magic somewhere.
Oh, that's nice.
That must
I
have
don't
been in
think-
Swamp.
It must have been, because it wasn't here. Oh, it's a key. A K45. It's the big key of desert. We know where that is. So K45 is boots locked. Lana Bean will want to find the boots, not just for the speed, but it is locking one of the Triforce pieces. She finds the Tower of Hera, which is good news for her because it gives her an excuse to go back to Hera and pass by the dam on the way and find that eastern big key.
Oh, half magic was on left side Swamp. That makes sense. I looked away at the time. Well, we're not finishing the seed with 20 hearts.
Big Fried is going here. I think I saw him here earlier. It was a connector.
Yeah, this,
Where does this go? Oh, it's Hookshot Cave.
Oh,
he wants
yeah,
to
that's
check Hookshot Cave. That makes sense.
And Lana Bean found the first of our 2 Castle Tower Smalls that we need.
That's right. We do need those because Ganon is at the Lumberjack. You don't normally need Castle Tower keys for... Like, there's no Triforce piece behind it. We didn't have a way to do that. The current branches of the randomizer don't support that, but it is just by normal cross keys luck required. Nice Samaria strat. I think that's a pixel perfect placement.
Wow.
Or at least close to it. She seems to know it, though. Saves time. Well, maybe. It might be faster to just do the NMG strat, but that's not as fun.
My favorite strat is to misplace the bomb and hit both of the switches.
My favorite strat is to go for the boom-only strat and fail over and over again because it's not only really hard, but also, I think, frame rule dependent. And you can just fail because you get unlucky. It's great. Deep Fried going into Swamp now. So this will be probably a full clear. Probably get that half magic on left side. Blue mail for Lana. I don't know where
Yay!
Deep Fried got blue mail. It wasn't
Oh,
here.
there's the pod big.
Oh, that's a good key. Now Lana just needs more small keys. Well, she probably doesn't. She's gonna miss out on 3 medallions. I think that's all that was in pod.
If we can find Meyer...
Sorry, that's a cool throw strat. Lana Bean threw a bomb and then hookshotted so that the bomb would chuck her over the portal. I guess that's the bootsless strat for avoiding the portal. It looks pretty sweet. She's also doing this mini helmet B boost. That's pretty cool too. I think most people would just bomb jump, which is boring. Oh, she's not happy about that.
Bombs is... She already had 1 bomb placed, so she couldn't put 2 on the chest.
Oh, does she normally place 2?
Well, I don't know, but if it's the mirror shield, maybe she would. Okay, I mean, I do genuinely love shields, but part of why I like the shields so much is just because Lana Bean hates them so much. And there's that Triforce piece and the lamp.
Why is that there? That's so deep. Actually, it's not that deep. There's a hook shot in Sphere 1, and there's a hammer. It's not quite Sphere 1, but the mirror and Moon Pearl were early. There was clearly some access to the Dark World available, and that's really all they needed. I guess it's not that deep, but it did require maybe a small number of GT Smalls and items that were really early in the game. So now the flippers are in logic, for all we care.
And Lana Bean's doing hammer pegs, and then the smith was just in the village here.
That's a good point. The Fire and Cane were also Tier 1.
Oh, okay, the smith is going to help out with Mothula.
Oh yeah, that's I think... I don't know if she gets to keep the smith. I think that depends on smith being a crystal. I think crystals break the follower. Crystals and green pendant, but not the blue and red pendant, will delete your follower.
Interesting. But that was the GT big key, so that's another Triforce piece available.
Oh, in Skullwoods?
Yep.
Where are we anyway?
This is at Hammer Pegs.
Okay, so hammer locked and mitts locked.
Lana Bean's in pretty good shape here, because she's going to get number 6 here. 7's available on the GT climb. She's got Pod completable. If Meyer turns up, that's full clearable.
Good point. She needs... So, I find it easier to think about what you can't do. Take a glass half empty approach. She can't do desert without the boots, because that's locking the desert big key. And she has to find the Thieves Town big key, which we don't know the location of. But you're right that I think everything else is available. She'll also need that Eastern big, which is tantalizingly close, but also so far away.
It's just sitting there waiting for her. She'll get there eventually.
She's been there twice. That's the problem. She would need the flute or something. Okay, I'll just flute to 7 and check it. Yeah, she lost her smith because Moth had a crystal. Yeah, you would think that a frog would be strong against a bug.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not in terms of Pokemon, but just common sense, right?
Oh no! Creeper. Did you know that green guard is a unique enemy that does a whole heart of damage?
I did not know that.
Has the health of a red... it has the health of a green guard, but the damage of the red spear guard.
That's fascinating. I made this joke before, but it's because of the weapon triangle advantage that the lance has over Link's sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Deep Fried's now into GT. He's going to get a Triforce piece there. Oh, Lana Bean forgot where she put her portal. She can... Oh, yeah, GT climbs right here, and then she can do the purple chest.
And there's one of those required CT smalls.
kind of funny that both runners are almost in exactly the same place, but for 2 different reasons.
All right. Yeah, this is a good high-fiving. The Lonabine is going back here for some reason.
The big chest.
Just for the big chest. Interesting.
That is quite a time
That seems like a commitment for an illusion of choice mode. Isn't she, like... She's so close to go mode, as you pointed out, but they also need that one castle tower small, so... The consequences of skipping one chest can be a little higher when you have a hard required item.
Yeah, it's basically an ice rod hunt.
It's pretty awful. It was not the intention to ever have castle tower required. But I guess that happens in entrance modes just naturally. No matter what your goal is, unless it's turning the Triforce pieces at Maraudala, which it's not. You're not going to call a mode boss hunt and not require the final boss.
Of course. And she'll fight Aga too, right? Because there's still Lumberjack Ledge, I think, behind.
Yes, I also think it's just good routing to fight Agatu here because it will put her on the pyramid and let her check some entrances up there that I don't think she's looked at yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Am I right that GT Big was just in here, or did she find it somewhere else?
It was in Skullwoods.
Okay, yeah, which is at Hammer Pigs. So it was right outside. Deep Fried is able to do that too. Same route as Lana, just like leave here, go to Hammer Pigs, maybe the intention of turning into Smith, and get that GT Big key. Hopefully he'll think to turn into Smith first. It's a little bit... Oh, he's not going there. It's a little bit esoteric knowledge about like whether you lose the Smith when you kill Moth. It's not intuitive that only some of the prizes cause that behavior.
Oh, he's got the
That's
desert.
right.
Desert.
Yeah, it's another
So he can do
Triforce.
this, then grab the Smith, deliver the Smith, and then he will find Skullwoods and his
Yes.
GT Big.
So let's look at his go mode situation. What does he need? He's not able to do Myra and TR without the cane. That's just straight up. He's likely to find the cane. If he takes the route Lanabean's taking and goes back up with that GT Big key and kills Agatu to get to the pyramid, he'll probably get the cane because that's where it is.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
not too
he'll
worried
have
about
his pick
that.
of dungeons. So this is looking pretty good for Deep Fried.
Makes me wonder if the Ice Rod is just in the Hyrule Castle entrance.
That would make the most sense, yeah.
Just a place that I know that he hasn't been yet.
Lanabean didn't actually do Samaria strats on those whiz robes, but got all 3 of them with the bow.
Bow strat. That's interesting. She's the one who has the cane. The bow strat in this room, do 1 cycle, is not something you can just YOLO. You have to learn it. It's not too hard to get a 2 cycle. So she's just gonna go for Samaria strats. Because she knows she can 1 cycle with that.
Alright, and that is the Triforce count tied up at 6.
Oh, magic powder. That's a thing Lanabean doesn't have to worry about because she fake powdered. So she'll save a little time from that efficiency. Assuming she would have checked it.
Oh, Deep Fried's just gonna take the Smith to fight Moth. Thieves small, okay.
We'll see if Deep Fried knows about the fact that Moth will delete the Smith. He might see that this is a dungeon and recognize that, oh, I need to turn in the Smith first. Nope, he won't. He will lose the frog.
Right, that's Moldorm 2 down, and Triforce piece number 7. Oh hey, Deep Fried can pull Ped now.
Ah. Wait, he can? Oh yeah. Unfortunately, there's a bug in Doranda where the moth fight doesn't start the same as vanilla. The conveyor doesn't work. So keep that in mind when you're playing. That if you are practiced at the moth fight, double poke dash opener, you might struggle with it.
Okay, I thought for a second Deep Fried was going to mirror out without the crystal.
You can do that in some of the... But you can do that in specifically Eastern and Desert.
That's fascinating.
You can't do it in any of the other dungeons. In Thieves Town, you can LSD blind and then walk out if you really don't want to get the prize. You can drop down from Moldorm, mirror out, or just leave. But those are the only 4 dungeons you can leave the boss room without collecting the prize.
And then, of course, there was that one infamous time in the Randomizer tournament where somebody failed to spawn the Meyer crystal and was still able to mirror out after that. Well,
Wait,
right back into GT.
Yep. Why not? It's a free crystal. Or a free Triforce piece, and as Lana Bean is showing, it's also an efficient path to the pyramid. And for Deep Fried, it's especially important because the Cane of Samaria is at the Uncle drop down. Lana, just barely remembering to check ledge. So, Misery Mire is the big, outstanding dungeon. Do you want to check connectors here? Do that one last. You really want to be finding Mire. If the prize is a pendant, and not green, you can keep the smith.
Oh, here's Mire.
Unless it's just the purple chest, but I'm pretty sure it's red and green, or red and blue, you can keep the smith. You can definitely keep the purple chest. Hey, Mire! Yes. That's important. I think Deep Fried will find this too, but hilariously, he will probably find this before checking Uncle? I don't know. We'll see. He might find this and not have the cane, is what I'm saying. Oh. And then find the cane immediately after, which will be pretty funny.
Especially if he dips Mire.
Yeah, if you go in here and you're like, well, I have the hook shot, I can go in. I have the big key. The only thing I can't do is the boss, and it's... Is it hard to get back to? Wait a minute. Okay, there is a connector there. We don't know where it goes yet. This could actually be a problem. Like, if Deep Fried doesn't place the portal correctly, or... I think they'll be fine, but... Okay, Lana Bean finds the flute. The big question there is she going to activate it? And if she does, is she going to flute to 7? I don't think she needs to activate the flute, but she might do it anyway.
I think so. Just having the mobility, right? Because she hasn't been anywhere near the shopping malls. I mean, you can get back to the Light World shopping mall at least quicker.
That's not great for her because she wants to be in the Dark World shopping mall. You can't flute that. If you can get to Light World shopping mall, you don't have an excuse to go to Dark World shopping mall. She might miss out on the boots in the Desert Big Key.
Yeah,
but she also, as we said, might not need them. She needs the Eastern Big Key for Go mode. Which is just right there. It's so close.
Well, that's all the Skullwood smells.
Oh, I was talking about go mode. No one's in go mode until Castle Tower Key. I keep forgetting that. Such a stain on this seed. Which is otherwise just doing great. Oh, a big key of Thieves Town. That's
Okay.
important. She doesn't need the Eastern key anymore.
Nice.
Unless it's got... Well, we know it doesn't have Castle Key in it. Nah, every time I see a small key now, my heart jumps a little.
So, would it be meaner to put the second castle tower small vanilla
Oh.
in CT or on pedestal?
We have to find CT, don't we? Do we see it?
We did. It's at
Okay.
Light World Shopping Mall.
Okay. So
That's
she
where-
does need to go to Live World Shopping Mall.
Yeah, Deep Fried got his gold sword there.
She needs boots. She needs boots for Ganon. I just realized this.
Oh yeah.
Ganon is boots locked. Also, Lana Bean, there's a chest there. Please open it.
Did she remember?
Yes.
Yep.
Good. Maybe she thinks that is this faster? Like, is it faster to reset the room? I don't think it's faster, but maybe she's doing this because it'll spawn her here.
Maybe
Stair
without
transitions-
boots it's faster?
Maybe I haven't timed it. I don't like to criticize people's room strats if I haven't timed them myself, or heard from someone who has timed them themselves.
I just like to criticize things and then be wrong. It's fun.
There's no foot in mouth moment like saying why aren't they doing the strat and turns out your version is slower. And that actually Lana Bean's just a genius.
Important moment.
So the question remains for Lana Bean is she going to find the boots first or the Castle Tower small key?
Okay, this is very good for Deep Fried.
Deep Fried is getting the cane.
And we're tied at 8 Triforce pieces.
So with that cane found, I believe that puts Deep Fried in Triforce pieces go mode. And just needs that one Castle Tower key.
Yep.
Assuming that... oh no.
Oh, this was Spiral. We never saw the exit, did we?
This was Ice Rod, wasn't it? Oh no, Lana already had Ice Rod going in here. Did Deep Fried actually see Meyer?
Don't know. Wait.
No, Deep Fried does need to go
wait.
there.
Oh, wait, we did see the exit, because, yeah, Deep Fried came out of Turtle Rock face.
Well, no, Lana Bean... Oh yeah, Lana Bean died here. That's right. So, wait, did Deep Fried look at Meyer, right? That's important because the Thieves Town Big Key is in one of those entrances, and he does need to go there. It's in Meyer. He either needs to go there or he needs to find the Ice Rod. And I forget where the Ice Rod is, but it was some early location that Lana Bean did. That could be interesting.
Okay, looks like Deep Fried's gonna just finish off Pod.
Like,
Lana Bean can check Ether Tablet. Oh yeah, Deep Fried did not go to the big chest for the book, which kind of makes sense, but we'll find out if he's gonna regret that.
The bottle. Yeah, every check we haven't seen yet is a potential small key. I think Lana Bean's here to also clean up Pod. She's not going to be able to do as much of it. She'll definitely prioritize killing Helma, because she needs to, I think. She needs to with her current equipment. If she were to find the Eastern Big Key, she'd be fine. I didn't know the bees chased the bowlers. That's pretty funny.
That's very brave. I mean, come on, the bees attack Mothula. They're not going to be scared of a cabbage. Oh yeah, we already knew that key was for
Yeah, every key is just a little slap in the face. It's like the old. There's one of all those modes in the last main tournament where GT Big Key was always wild, and you would always find 3 different big keys in GT, and they would always not be the big key. Or maybe it wasn't that they were wild, it's that it was key sanity modes, but the GT big key was in GT. But you would also find other big keys there.
Oh, I remember that. That was fun.
I think that was like the influ keys, or it was something like that. It was one of those inverted keys modes.
Anyway, talking about small keys, by my count, there are 4 small keys that neither runner has found, still out there. Ooh. And one of them we need.
Not very many. It seems like Deep Fried has actually just found most of the small keys. There's apparently a TR key somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know if they have 3 different keys or not, but I'm just assuming there's another one out there.
I think there are 2 in TR, but I don't remember what part. I know that Deep Fried found one of the vanilla TR keys. You might find them soon, because he'll probably do TR. Now that he can't. He doesn't have the ice run. Wow, this is some optimistic bomb jumping. This is some, oops, I only play glitch modes and forgot that the bridge is supposed to fall. Oh my god. Wait, what's she doing? She's doing fine, and then she's like walking into the pit. I don't understand.
Well, that's Triforce piece number 9 for Deep Fried.
Lana, this is like the most cursed hammer jump I've ever seen.
We know what you're capable of, come on.
Yeah. Maybe she just doesn't know how to do it with the buffer. That looked good.
There, and she got her bombs back.
That's probably, she practices in cave state. I don't know. She's been pulling out a lot of interesting strats. Very fun to watch.
Yep, she's one of my favorite runners. And
there's your big chest. Okay, there's Ether. That's the only medallion we care about. Almost is here. Lanabee's not going to find it.
Is this it? Nope.
Oh, nope. Another bait key. That would have been interesting, because Lanabee would need the boots to get that.
Oh, we're gonna see the minor entrance. Oh wait, Deep Fried didn't get to see the rest of these first.
Yeah, Deep Fried trapped himself in. He could do this, but he doesn't have the infants for it.
Oh, he doesn't. That's right.
Interesting. Wait, he does. Okay, he has the cape apparently, just not in the
that was in Swamp. That's right.
So he'll do it. No, don't block.
Well, our heart count's tied up.
Do you think we'll ever find out where the ice rod was?
We can ask Lanabee, maybe she'll remember.
I don't think she's gonna remember. It was like one of the first things she had. I remember her going into Spiral Cave with it and you commenting that she didn't have magic to use it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we all remember it as being really early and nobody actually remembers where it was. I wonder if it's like an eastern entrance. Sometimes you just don't go to the eastern overworld. Oh, wow.
Oh, that was really nice.
That was a good fight. I think that was faster than Hammers. Especially timing the spin perfectly to hit Helmasaur is basically as soon as the mask breaks.
Right, we need 1 key and 1 Triforce piece.
So, Deep Fried refilling magic so he can use Ether. I think Lanabee still needs to return to Thieves Town. Interestingly, Lana Bean can do one more check there than Deep Fried could. Well, that's not true. Deep Fried can't do the back. I forgot. Deep Fried can't do Thieves Town at all. Do you think does Lana Bean know where Thieves Town is?
She does not, because that was in Dark Shopping Mall.
Okay, so she's not in Dungeons Go mode quite, and she has to find it. Good thing is that Dark Shopping Mall is a place she has to go anyway, so as long as she makes it there, she'll get her crystals, or her Triforces.
Yeah, she's got Thieves Town, the boots are over there, Castle Tower's there. So much stuff.
It would actually be a detriment for her to find the Eastern Big Key at this point. Because we know there's nothing there. It's just a piece, and I think she can get a better piece in Thieves Town because it would also get her access to some checks that we haven't seen. That could be the Castle Tower small key. Surprised that this wasn't done because I know Deep Fried, he must have done this because he found this connector. And they had the mirror forever, so this can't be the Castle Tower key. And if only we could have planned out a piece at Castle Tower drop, we could have avoided this entire situation. This annoys me because having Castle Tower required for Ganon kind of nullifies the whole point of this mode, which is that you're not supposed to have Ice Rod hunts. And the sea managed to roll one anyway. But that's random.
Who do we blame for rolling it anyway?
I don't know. I think it just get rolled by the
Oh,
top.
there was the Ice Rod!
Where are we?
Agina had it for us, but this was at, oh, what's it called?
Oh, we'll find out.
The little parade of trees, what's it called?
Oh, I call it Eastern Fairy. I don't know what it's actually called. I'm sure the people who play, like, Cross Key Spoiler will know what it's called. I think we should call it the Boulevard. We need more Super Metroid-like names. It's another tablet check for Lana. This time she can read, and it's a key.
Is it?
Oh, it is.
Sure it
But
is.
she's not. She needs the. So
The Eastern Big Key was like right there.
that's fine. She doesn't need it. It's not even optimal for her to get at this point. Wait, she's going in that direction. Oh, she's gonna.
Oh, she got the Eastern Big Key.
Oh, she got it. Okay, so she'll do
Did I
Eastern.
just... Not...
I don't. She must have. I mean, she was walking in that direction. She has the mirror. She probably has it on her tracker that it's not checked, or
Oh,
just
this is
remembers.
amazing. She's gonna need her boots for actual Go mode.
I hope she recognizes that because I almost didn't. I completely forgot you need boots for. I have a tendency to forget you need boots for things because I just always have them and take them for granted. So, where was the book?
That was in the GT Big Chest.
Oh no!
I know.
That's not good. We were criticizing her for checking that too, and she turned out to be right. But that's just how Ice Rod hunts work. Do you think she remembers that that's where it was? Like, is she thinking, "Oh, this is a heck of an advantage. No one's gonna do this. Everyone does GT first and then gets the hammer bags."
I really wonder. We're gonna have to ask her.
You
about
have
that.
to. Isn't there? Like, is there something in GT that made the hammer pegs available? I don't think there was actually. I think they had the people who route without doing, putting off CAC for 45 minutes will just have the mitts and hammer really early. We don't have to speculate on that because Deep Fried and Lana didn't do that. Laser Bridge was on the mountain. Dark Death Mountain, I want to say it was Hookshot Cave. It's not terribly easy to get to. I know there's 2 connectors that go there. But Deep Fried doesn't need... I guess he doesn't need He doesn't need to find Meyer anymore. Because he found the ice rod. But
Yeah.
none of that matters because he's gonna go to GT Big Chest. And that's a problem. This is a bad seed.
Oh my goodness. I mean, what a way to introduce a lot of people to this mode, huh?
It's not helping me make my case, is what I'm saying.
Well, remember, it's like 1 in 8 that castle tower ends up being required for Ganon.
Mm-hmm. And what are the odds that your boots are in Dark Shopping Mall and that your GT Big Key is locking something behind the big chest? And that you get access to the basement really early to orphan the big chest, and also that your castle tower small keys behind it, but not actually on it, so you have to also check the tablet.
My goodness. Well, that's Triforce piece number 10 for Lana Bean, but
We're
she's
gonna be
still
getting-
missing
We're gonna get 12 Triforce pieces.
and boots.
The good thing is that you don't actually need to like get the. Once you have 10, you can just not open those chests. You don't need to fight those bosses unless they have pendants. Maybe Lana will do it because she'll have like. Well, Lana just needs boots. She's actually in really good shape. Deep Fried will does not need to fight blind, for example. Absolutely no reason to do that. Because Hull have already gotten his 10, and there's nothing on blind. Oh, he even has the red crystals.
Oh, okay. Lana Bean's gonna go activate her flute.
That's fine. I don't know what it takes for Lana Bean to get to Dark Shopping Mall.
Yeah, because here's the problem. She knows she's looking for boots, but she's also looking for an entrance, right? And if she flutes to Light World Shopping Mall, she'll find her entrance, but then not her boots.
Because that's where Castle Tower was, right?
Yeah.
She'll do Aga. Because you can do that without boots. And that's fine. It's not going to be like a huge waste of time for her, because she has to do Aga anyway. She doesn't get that. I mean, maybe she'll think about like, well, I could flute to 8, but I could also just do all of them together. And maybe if something is in the Dark World there, it's more efficient to do it there than to do them separately. What does she have in mind here?
Where does
Purple chest, perhaps? She's looking for an item, so freestanding items are still in play for her. She's not going that way, though.
is the warp whirlpool up here?
No,
No,
not in the Dark World. Dark World only has one warp. It's at Catfish.
Oh, she hasn't done
Right.
Hookshot Cave.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's the same
she
thing. We went
might-
through Deep Fried. It was like, oh, is there something here? No, just Hookshot Cave. She hasn't even been here. She must have seen it and be like, well, I'm not connecting there. I've got other business in the Dark World. Whereas I think Deep Fried connected through to here, I want to say, because I saw that bomb hole open. Wannabe knows how to do Hookshot Cave. You want to do the top chest first. It's a little faster. And then you do the bottom chest last, and if you have the boots, you want to bonk out. She doesn't have the boots, so... this is interesting. I don't know the timing of this. It looks good, though. Oh yeah, you don't need to bonk out. You have the hook shot. I think falling was faster. Something I've seen be timed, but it was timed with boots, so I'm not sure. Oh, this must be where the mill was. It was here, at Mimic Cave. That's interesting, because Lana Bean was in the other one, but she dropped down to it? Oh. Interesting. She has been here.
Did she not come out the top entrance?
I guess not. Where is she going?
This is gonna take her to Desert East.
It's not useful. Maybe it is. What does she have in mind here? She just wants to flip. Maybe she didn't check any of the connectors.
Oh,
Oh, now she's indecisive. Okay.
Oh no.
The world's open to you and everything sucks because you don't have boots. I hope she's not. No, she's not going to pod for just one check. That's good, at least. What is she doing? I don't remember what else is here.
She's going to pod for one check.
Oh no. Two checks, maybe.
Oh, she has 2 keys. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, because oh wait, yeah, no, she already beat Helma.
She'll get medallion percent. Deep Fried will get 10 out of 10 Triforce pieces, and so far away from go mode. He doesn't know that, but so far away.
Oh my goodness. But it is interesting. We do have some differences in which 10 pieces our runners collected.
So I don't know, like I'm not a cross keys expert. I think if I were in Lana Bean's situation where I needed an item and an entrance, I would be prioritizing entrances. Because entrances can have items in them.
And
including at Castle Tower could just have the boots in it.
Yeah, and I'm sure her tracker's showing her that like she's got that whole cluster of entrances in the 2 shopping malls.
It does.
I'm
This surprises me.
Oh
Maybe
wait, this small key was here the entire time, and this is the useless one.
It's behind the boots. The Lana Bean, does she know about that key? Just knows she can't get it. She doesn't care. She has the Castle Tower, but
imagine how different this scene would be if the Castle Tower and Desert Small were swapped.
Yeah, it would be nicer, right? Because Deep Fried wouldn't have to go to GT.
Okay,
get the big chest.
This has to be it. She's going.
Yes, this is. There's no other thing to do from this screen than Dark Shopping Mall, except like you can, I guess, check the island on the way. But if she hasn't checked Ice Palace entrance, she could do that. I think she's just beelining it. This is really good for her. This is going to be go mode because she needs boots.
Yeah,
and then she's going to find boots and Castle Tower in the correct order, which is really good. That's important. You don't want her to do Castle Tower and then get warped out. Oh, Deep Fried is in Castle Tower. It's going to be a race to the top, but Deep Fried has quite a head start. He's not going to make it all the way up because he doesn't have enough keys. So I think he'll actually get bounced out of here well before Lana Bean actually makes it in. He's getting her go mode here at the Chicken Hut. Rocket Chicken, nicely done. Doesn't get it all the way through, but does get it in the wall. Did you know that you don't actually need to bomb open the door to get the chicken inside the door?
I did not know that.
If you place your bomb too far out and it doesn't actually open the door, you can still clip the chicken in. And the chicken will just be a solid state rocket chicken.
Solid state rocket chicken. Those are words. What exactly is a rocket chicken?
Well, rocket chicken is what you call it when you like blast the chicken into the wall, right?
Oh.
So because the wall is solid, it's a solid state rocket chicken. All right, perfect timing.
Rocket jokes.
Hey, look, Deep Fried going somewhat in the right direction. I hope that this is not purple chest, but actually is GT big chest. Please be GT big chest into purple chest into book.
Oh, Lana Bean's leaving beside her, behind her.
Yeah, this is good. Okay, he's gonna get the book.
Oh, he's got the entire right side. Yeah.
And I didn't think about this. Not having Kane here was actually a huge advantage for him because now he has more reason to come back here than most people would in his situation.
Is he gonna go all the way to the big chest though?
I hope so. You don't go here, find nothing, and leave. He might forget, but I don't think he'll intentionally skip it. Interesting that he's skipping this, but it's fine. He might just do it later.
Yeah, I mean, if you find it in Compass Room, then you're good. Because maybe you do this first, mirror, and then just go back to Tile Room.
You know what I thought of? This is a complete digression. The tournaments have a history of dealing with the Castle Tower small key hunt, especially modes like 80 keys. Have any of them considered just adding an extra one to the pool? It's really easy to do. You just go into the customizer and toggle it from 2 to 3. And then you make a JSON file, and now you have a Castle Tower. Yeah, like a illusion of choice Castle Tower small key. That's it. Oh no! Don't mirror! Don't mirror! Oh.
Oh no!
Wait. Okay, well, wait. I mean,
maybe this is faster. No, it isn't.
This is happening, Deep Fried.
Wait, he checked that torch, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he forgot. Maybe he wanted to double check. Okay, he's going.
This is Tile Room. I'm not sure why Deep Fried is at 24 out of 27. That confuses me. What's missing here? He has everything upstairs. Oh, he's missing tile room, which is 25.
Yeah, torch,
and big chest.
tile room, and
tile
big
room,
chest.
torch,
Yeah,
and
that
big
adds up.
chest. Okay. It's the fact that torch isn't actually collected.
Net strats.
Let's go. We're gonna item dash. No, we. Well, okay.
She's not used to having boots.
Just gonna do it anyway. Item dashing actually makes it like way easier. You don't have to time your net. You just have to item dash at some point in its trajectory. Oh, and if you do too early, you get an extra blue ball.
But we're counting blue balls based on if you actually hit all 6 of them, right?
And then you keep counting afterward to see how punished you get by doing net strats. Look, if you're fighting Agawan and Crosshunt, you deserve to have a few memes as a treat. So Deep Fried is in trouble.
Oh, this is so bad.
Hard to imagine coming back from this. He had to last location. It's weird because it looked like he was gonna do it. But it turns out it was just the torch. So many teases.
Well, it would have been 3 blue balls.
Deep Fried just checked Desert Rear, which is something he already did. And I'm not sure why. If the thing you're looking for is an item, maybe Purple Chest, Smith Chain, and like checking pet is good. This would have been a really good route because it would have given him the mitts so that he could do Smith Chain into Purple Chest into checking the tablet. But unfortunately he's missing a crucial piece, which was in the GT Big Key chest. Or the GT Big chest. Actually miss where the Smith is. I guess this is why Lana Bean didn't turn in the Smith and why Deep Fried didn't either. The Smith is just a little bit out of the way.
And Lana Bean taking the quick way to Agatree with the warp.
Yeah, that's
the
a
whirlpool thing. All right, here's Ganon.
Weird little optimizations is you can flute to 8 and use the whirlpool to that kidney pool.
You know, all those checks we did, we still didn't find the silvers. They were probably in Lee's Town, right?
Ganon will tell you where they are in a pretty precise way. I think that's an entrance feature. It's also a door window feature. So any mode Roland Doors branch will get, I want to say will get you a more detailed Ganon Silver's hint. Or maybe it is just entrance, I'm not sure. Usually when I'm playing on Doors branch, I'm playing with some kind of entrance.
In a basement. So, Lee's Town basement?
That can be Blind's Hideout. Have we seen Blind's
Terror
Hideout?
basement?
I think basement is Blind's Hideout.
Oh, you're right, we didn't see it.
I think that's the only thing a basement can refer to. I remember being confused about that too. Speaking of a basement, Deep Fried is in Hera, but not actually in the basement.
Oh, he's going for the big chest. Oh, he doesn't have the... No, he does. Oh, yeah, the door's open.
Yeah, he doesn't have the key because he used it. I wonder where Blind's Hideout is.
Wow, nicely done. Lana Bean is going to defeat Ganon, finish sub 2 hours.
Very nice.
Oh my goodness, she is going to get first place out of our 16 runners with an official time of 1 hour 58 minutes. Oh my goodness, and 18 seconds. She really scared me for a second.
That's a fun one. You can, if you do that and you run out of magic, you're in trouble. You will actually hardlock your game. Don't ask me why I know that.
Why do you know that? Oh, we are successfully joined by Lana Bean. Congratulations and GG.
Yeah, good show for us. And you're not only the first place player, you're also the only player to get a sub 2, and the only player that I know of to get a chest turn because I didn't see any others. I'm sure there are others.
Thank you. Geez, what a weird seed that I didn't, do much CAC for a while.
It was a really weird seed. Would you believe that Deep Fried also skipped CAC? I think you were later to it, but not by that much.
Yeah, imagine that being your mitts, right?
Yeah, I think it was his glove, but not early. Not early at all.
And imagine it being actually required, and then you get the book, and that ends up being required.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that book was the one I think that really clinched it for you. Is there's something about the way you and Deep Fried routed where you both were incentivized to go into GT and full clear the basement before doing Hammer Peg's Cave, which had Skullwoods and the GT Biggie in it. And you made the decision to actually go back for the big chests. What brought you to that? Was it purely a proximity thing, or did you not want to leave it behind?
Didn't want to leave it behind. I was still too far from go mode at that time, and I knew that a single skip could really hurt badly, so I took no chances.
The mode is supposed to protect you from single skip screwing you, but unfortunately, like having Castle Tower be required for Ganon throws a wrench in that. I promise that Crosshunt doesn't feel like this when you're not playing with that. Usually, you do actually have a choice.
Right? And imagine your go mode being both the boots and Castle Tower. How rude.
Your go mode was literally the Castle Tower small key, then the boots, then finding Castle Tower in that order. Well after 10 pieces. And Deep Fried is looking for the
He never did Super Bunny Cave. He found it a long time ago.
We were wondering about that. And I think we knew that it wasn't done because we saw you exit out Super Bunny Cave and it wasn't somewhere we had seen yet.
Yeah, it doesn't help you, I think, at all remotely. I used it because I hadn't done, I think I hadn't done Fairy Ascension top or bottom, so it got me Saw set for nothing, but basically, I just got lucky, honestly. Like, the go mode I had shouldn't have been the go mode I had. I have too many entrances left, I got lucky, and I think I just got lucky.
It happens. But, in a big race like this, the first place, you pretty much have to be lucky to be first place, no matter how good you are. Nobody's going to brute force their way to first place against a pool of strong runners like this without also getting lucky. You have to. You can get a good time, a good placement with your skill alone, but you also need to be lucky and be playing well. Or be extraordinarily lucky, which can also happen, and that can make up some mistakes.
Yeah, and I made plenty. I was lucky though, like with the try next low percent fight, things like that. Sorry, Blue, what you were gonna say?
Oh, the moment's passed. It's okay.
Yeah, Deep Fried is in Ice Palace cleaning up the Samaria locked checks. Not really Samaria locked, but at the time they were hookshot locked and small key locked. Now he has 3 keys somehow, which is a weird number to have in Ice.
Yeah, I think collectively you two found all of the small keys. I'm not sure about the 4th TR small.
That is missing. There's a key on library that was desert. Which would have been funny if that was Castle Tower, because it would require the boots. Desert Big Key was boots locked. We were a little worried about that because you were not finding the boots for a long time, and then you ended up finding Mire and some other things, like the Thieves Town Big Key, I think, was what put you in go mode. You also found the Eastern Big Key eventually. We were really worried about that one because you didn't have the dam cleared when you killed Trinex, and that put you at the dam. And then you made another visit there at some point, also without the dam.
Yeah, I think I was just going to clean up South Dark World. I was planning on doing Dark Shopping Mall into Ice Red Cave area, but I got the Eastern Big and then I got CT Small, so I was like, well, Eastern's a saving code away, just do that. And then I did a few other things and decided to still go to Dark Shopping Mall and Ice Red Cave area since I hadn't done it. And I still was looking for CT, and I was thinking boots could be there, so...
I'm not sure you actually found Thieves Town then. Did you find Thieves Town?
I did. It's Dark Shopping Mall.
Yeah, so I guess when I said that you had Castle Tower Small into boots into Ago Go mode, I wasn't taking account into the fact that we knew where Thieves Town was, and we knew that you were going to find it if you didn't find the Eastern Big Key, you would still be fine because you would find Thieves Town while finding Castle Tower and Boots. But of course, you didn't know that, and that key on the island must have been a relief. Or not on the island, but on the flooded item must have been a relief.
Absolutely. I'm just glad I found Chicken Hut before Thieves Town. Otherwise, Thieves Town probably would have been cleared before the next entrance.
Yeah, the Thieves Town, you clear Thieves Town without the boots, which is always painful. And then you would find the boots.
Which would have been, what, number 11 for my Triforce pieces. Anyway, sorry, Blue.
Yeah, Ganon tells us that the silvers were in Blind's basement, and where could that have been? Just like Pyramid Fairy at this point?
That's
I think it was, wasn't it Hero Basement?
I think when he says a basement, that means Blind's hideout, which is really weird, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means. And we also didn't see Blind's hideout. But I think you're right that Pyramid Fairy might be it. Beside everything else.
Yeah, we did talk a lot about the differences between Doors Branch, which this is based off of, and the other branch that other modes are based off of. I don't understand this stuff.
I think entrance on the VT branch will also give you more detailed Silver's hints. I think that's always been a feature of entrance branch, which is what Doors Branch is forked off of. So, you get a lot of the same quality of life differences and the older logic, but you also get a lot of updated stuff, like not having the guaranteed small key and skull. Which is important to know if you're playing this in the tournament.
Absolutely. I like this mode. It seems like just a faster cross keys because all you're worried about is being able to beat bosses.
I want to point out something Deep Fried did, which is it's a cross hunt special of he doesn't need to kill blind, so he didn't even bomb the attic. Nice job remembering that. I think most people would bomb the attic out of habit, even if they knew they didn't need to.
I probably would.
I guess if you play enough like Randomizer, you might be used to it. This has got to be pretty frustrating for him. He's gonna spend a lot of time not finding anything. I don't think there's really anything left for him to find except silvers until he goes back to eventually where the book is. This is interesting. I guess it's faster to get this first if you aren't actually killing blind.
Yeah, it's a faster chest to get back to rather than walk all the way to blind cellar, run, and then one other way back.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's another one that's your muscle memory will... you have to actually be paying attention and not just turning your brain off in the dungeons like you normally do. So that's everything in Shopping Mall, I think.
Yeah, we actually have two more finishers now. A full 7 minutes behind Lana Bean, Sheffy and Arya Stark, 2:05:20 and 2:05:48 respectively. And that's 3 finishers out of 16 runners.
This is going to be a pretty high variance race. Hopefully most Crosshunt games won't be like this, especially in qualifiers. This is not a qualifier, this is a practice game. This might change people's minds about joining the tournament, though.
Hopefully not.
I hope it doesn't turn people off the mode, because I promise the mode isn't usually an ice rod hunt. That's the whole point, is that it's usually not an ice rod hunt. But people who play cross keys are probably used to this. They're probably used to having this stupid one item that's in GT Big Chest. And that item is normally the ice rod or the Meyer Big Key or something. And now it's just the Castle Tower small key. Just par for the course for cross keys.
Well, there's going to be another practice race like this next week at this time, right?
There will be more of these. These are part of the Gaming Daily Race series. Now with restreams.
Well, so it'll be a chance at redemption for this mode. This was just a bad outing.
This is, I think I played 3 or 4 of these so far, and this is the first CT required seed. So yes, Malmo's absolutely right. You're not going to generally get this sort of seed. And I've been in near go mode around like 90 minutes in most seeds. So
I mean, even CT small key go modes, like sometimes you just get those and you don't need to find it. Sometimes it's easy to get those. So you can have that 1 in 7 or whatever it is and still have a good seed. If anybody is wondering what the speed gaming daily schedule is. I'm not going to tell you the whole schedule, but at least for the tournament practice modes, there is one on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week at different times, and it's featuring all 3 modes. So this is the first one, and it's Crosshunt, but for the rest, Wednesday will always be ADTs at different times of day, and then Thursday will always be open, and Friday will always be Crosshunt. Crosshunt Fridays, put it on your calendar.
You see, he's getting back to a lot of those checks I happened to do when I was going by in those cases.
You were extremely early to these. I didn't mention this, but Deep Fried didn't get the Uncle drop down to Mario until after defeating Aga 2. At around, I think, similar or slightly later than you did. That is, then you defeated Aga 2. That was a very late check.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was going to save him because it brought him back to GT, but then he just only got the 4 checks and Tile Room didn't get the big chest.
Oh, God.
So once he mirrored out of right side, it was pretty much over. Maybe he's going to do it now. I'm not sure what he has left. But this is at least in the right direction. It could be that he's last locationing. At some point, you will eventually just do all the checks and narrow it down. As long as you haven't mistracked. You can still beat the game. He's going into GT. He'll be fine. He still has to check the tablets, but what are you going to do? You go into what's probably your last location, you find the book. You check the tablets.
Yeah, I mean, he's got... well, nothing left dungeon-wise.
He must have wherever Blindside is. It's
Yeah,
not
like-
locked behind the book, so he must have probably the Pyramid Fairy. I don't remember where Big Bomb is. He's decided that this is more valuable than Pyramid Fairy. I don't know if he's tracking... Some people will track the high-value caves. If he's tracking high-value caves, he might recognize that Blind's hideout is remaining. But apparently not doing that, and that's good for him because it's actually putting him where he needs to be.
I think Pyramid Fairy, if I want to say, is, or the Big Bomb, I think, is top of Graveyard Ledge, I think.
Okay, that's not a great location. So I can see why he wouldn't want to do it. This is a guaranteed check. He's probably expecting it to actually be the Castle Tower small.
And it kind of is.
I'm sure he's gonna roll his eyes when he finds the book. He's like, it's gonna lead me on a merry chase. And it's just gonna be at Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, Londabean, that was actually a really, really slick damage boost you got from the Helma to get over the gap there in that room.
Oh, thank you. I saw somebody do it not long ago. I was like, oh, that's really smart. Sometimes you're low on bombs, just want to go across. And I'm like, well, it's probably slightly slower, but in some cases, if you're low on bombs and you don't have boots, it's not bad. Thank you.
I don't even think it's that much slower. It's definitely good if you don't have an edge set up for your bombs or enough health. It's also, we saw some really cool boss fights from you. I think Cold Stare was particularly impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
And I also really liked your Helmasaur fight. You're timing the bomb throws with the spin, almost on the frame that his mask breaks off. It's really optimal. I think it was faster than the hammer fight.
Well, thank you. Whenever Homa behaves, I like it. Very few other people do it to fight that way, and Roz helped me fine-tune it because she was like, well, what if you hit with the hammer once before you start tossing bombs, then it ends up being better. So it's a consistent fight that I like, and I rarely ever use pure hammer. It's just, it's more comfortable for me.
Hammer and bomb together is really good. It can be a little RNG susceptible. Where's Deep Ride going?
He's got go mode.
Oh, he got his key.
He's
okay.
going.
It's funny, I missed the actual book check, but that's where he was fluting from, so it makes sense.
Oh, and Londabean, your gold sword was right here, the first check.
Yeah.
And then the single arrow was the second one. Oh, and chat saying your 6-heart green mail Trinex.
Yeah, you were very brave in TR because you didn't take the exit, which would have been risky in its own right because it could lock you out. But it was also risky to not do it because you were doing laser skips with no boots and not enough hearts to survive a hit. And then you killed Trinix with one hit KO from, the parts of him that do 4 hearts.
Thank you. I'm comfortable with doing laser skips. That's no big deal. But like the nerves does get to you a bit whenever you are in 1-hit KO. And I'm like, hey, should I take laser bridge exit? I just wasn't sure. Turns out I probably should have because it's a pretty good location that it kicks you out. But the Trinix fight itself wasn't that hard, thankfully, with Tempered. Tempered and everything else. It's really pretty comfortable fight. But thank you.
Yeah, it's cozy. If you're not used to doing the energy strat where you dash to the back, if you're practiced with it, not having boots or just not doing that strat, it's just forget that you're an Oko and just do the fight.
Pretty much. I just didn't think much about it, and I kept my extra distance in that final phase to make sure I didn't get hit after a spin, but I was a little extra cautious, but it thankfully worked out.
It was quite the battle between Deep Fried and that guard.
Yeah, I think I heard the stairs sound effect happen but get cancelled.
I think the stairs... So I think the Deep Fried is a little bit audio desynced, which is probably why you heard that. But there's definitely like sounds that the guard makes when he teeters. And there was just a lot going on.
Alright, let's see if Deep Fried can get Aga without missing a fireball.
Okay.
Hi, Shio.
I was saying that in a seed like this, in a Crosshunt that requires Aga 1, you're allowed to meme at Aga 1 if you have to do it.
Oh, and I wasn't watching the race room. Race room was minimized for me, so I'm like, I'm probably getting top half, but I didn't think I'd get first, so...
Oh, that's true. You probably play differently. First of all, if this is a real qualifier, and second, if this was, even if it wasn't a qualifier, if you knew you could get first. Or maybe not, you're on Restream. And it's a low-stakes race. It's a no-stakes race.
Pretty much. It was just for fun, and even when I did pull the racer room up when Ganon was finally going down, I was like, you know what? Who cares? Let's just do the fun fire ride thing.
You really scared me with that.
You thought I was going off the edge?
Yeah.
Nah, I've seen it before.
You could also do it with the bow. Fun fact.
Yeah, you just have to know not to do it when you're out of the ammo. Because then you'll hard lock. You won't actually be able to come out of the item dash animation. You'll just be stuck there.
Correct.
Yep, that's how I ended the 2022 No Logic tournament. It was great. Thankfully, I was lost anyway, but
didn't you say not to ask about that?
Well, I just volunteered that information.
Oh. Fair enough.
So, Deep Fried walking over this hole, which does not have Ganon in it. Where are we actually going? We're gonna take West Side Breeze to... Yeah, this is probably optimal. Well, I don't know if Deep Fried has a flute active.
It took me a while to activate mine, was long, so good.
Yeah, it is probably optimal to flute to get you like you did. But this is also good, especially if you don't have flute.
And I shouldn't have ended up activating it anyway, but it's fine.
Activating flute is one of those things I was thinking would save you from missing Eastern Big Key, and then it ended up not mattering at all. In fact, it was in danger of keeping you out of Dark Shopping Mall. We were a little worried about that. It took me a while to even realize that boots were required in this seed.
Oh, for CT, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, oh, well, you can't get Desert Big Key, but you don't need it. And then I remembered that Lumberjack is boots locked. Yay. Fun fact, the Desert Palace Small Key and the Desert Palace Big Key were both boots locked in this seed.
Oh, lordy. I used that stolen key fairly early, and I was like, well, guess I'm resetting. And I was like, unless it is boots, I'm probably just going to reset. Because, like, a dungeon's a dungeon, I can beat it. If I could beat it, I want to, so unless it was really good stuff behind the Desert Small, I was definitely scumming that.
It's interesting because it's a little less punishing in Crosshunt for a couple of reasons. One being that you can sometimes skip a dungeon, so you're not necessarily screwed because you've locked yourself out of land mode. It's also because land mode cannot have an important item on it unless the prize is like Green Pendant, locking something. Like, it's just going to be a Triforce piece. It's not going to progress you through the seed.
Very true. But I had Desert North located, and I was like, if I find that Desert Big, I'm going to want to do that really quick, and it's a quick dungeon to do.
I really want to see how that Desert Small Key Steel meta evolves as people figure out these, unique properties of Crosshunt and how they interact with the normal Cross Keys meta.
Yeah, and I will generally steal it, but small chance that I actually ever use it, because the chance, it's rare that you get a chance to actually do it. Usually you GG's Deep Fried.
Yeah, Deep Fried's defeated Ganon. He is going to cross this bridge and finish in 10th place with
219, yeah.
an official time of 2:19:52.
Yep, not a bad time for any Cross Keys style mode. This would have been go mode for normal Cross Keys too. So this ended up being not very different from a normal Cross Keys, but Deep Fried did get
Unfortunately.
to skip. I mean, the time difference is reflected in the fact that Deep Fried did skip 2 crystals. It's just not even about being in go mode, just not having to do those crystals. One of them was Thief's Town. He was in there, but he didn't have to go back to TR to kill Trinix either.
Yeah, in between 10th and I guess 4th, there was a finish of 5 finishers with a minute 50 between them, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of clustering in the middle.
How many of them do you think had CT small go? My goodness.
Probably most. I think most people probably have their mitts early. I'm surprised that there weren't anybody who had mitts so early that they actually had the GT Big Key going into GT. I think having early hammer, potentially early hook, depending on how you route, early fire rod, early cane is a little dangerous in the seed. It would have been fine if those items were not so early, because people wouldn't have reason to go to GT Big Chest later on and more likely to have the big key.
Agreed.
Well, the seed has managed to defeat 2 of our runners. They forfeited. And there are still 4 runners doing their best.
Well, I'll let y'all get on. It sounds like Deep Fried may join us. We'll see, but there he is. Okay.
Well, GG.
BGD friend. I promise Crosshunt isn't usually like this.
Thank you. That was that was a race. That existed.
It was something. It was definitely trying to be normal cross keys and eliminate the benefits of Crosshunt by just putting Castle Tower small key as your go mode item. Should not normally happen.
Nope.
So yeah, you had a chance to come back from this when you went to GT with the cane. Did you think about doing the big chest at all? Was that a choice, or did you mirror out and then remember?
I mirrored out and then went, crap.
That always feels bad.
Yep. It was like one of those, well, if it's there, I'm in trouble, so I've got so much else left to do, and I don't know what else I had left when I went back to GT Big Chest.
So I'm not certain about this, but given Ganon telling us silver arrows were in a basement, which means Blind's hideout, Blind's hideout wasn't found, right?
Oh, so that was probably behind Big Bomb.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that's the only thing we didn't see. So silver arrows were there, and that's something you had as available to you. Did you think about that? Like, that would require a lot of remembering and tracking of what that entrance can actually lead to. Because it's good that you didn't go there, but that was 5 checks available over the one in GT.
So I knew that I had Big Bomb. I didn't remember what was behind it, and if the answer wasn't GT Big Chest, that's where I was headed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went, something
location,
missing,
right?
Mom. Yeah, that was the only thing I think I had left.
Yeah, I think you're right that if you don't know what's behind it and you think it could just be like a fairy, that you should go for the guaranteed item first.
Yeah.
But I think some people will track those things and know that Blind's hideout is still out there and get sidetracked by the big bomb. There might be some people in this race who have silvers for that reason alone.
Yeah, no, I totally can see that. If I have, with everything you have to track in cross keys, trying to add that layer on, I'm going to mistrack that more than I'm going to miss. I've got so many things that it's so easy to mistrack that, and I don't want to mistrack that specific entrance and be like, isn't it? And
It's just such a high level play to be tracking those things. I think I don't do it either. It's too much. It's hard enough to track where the entrances lead than to track where the hypothetical entrances are likely to lead. You can maybe have some vibes about it, like, oh, I feel like I'm missing some item caves. I don't remember which ones. Some people actually use trackers where they can like click off item caves as they find it, which sounds like a lot of time spent not holding your controller.
I've tried it once or twice for the co-op, and it was just too much for me to track.
It's just too much taking your hand off the controller. Like, I wish, but I love entrance. I wish it was easier to track. That's the one thing.
Takes some getting used to. Holy moly, yeah.
GG's Lana, first place in the race. That's pretty awesome. This was a big one too.
Thank you, GG's Deep Fried. It's interesting seed. It's done, Burke.
Did you have GT Big Key going into GT early, or did you just get back there quick?
Oh, heck no. No, I did, what did I do? Did I do right side, left side, left, got the big key pretty quickly, right back into GT, and immediately got the big chest. Didn't want to take any chances. Blind beat it. And it took me a while to get the book checks, but like it happened eventually.
Yeah, Lana committing to making sure GT was completely done before she actually climbs, it was really what clinched it. Even with all the other skips, even getting the boots as late as she did, because that was basically, it was item go mode. It was the last item she needed, and then she had to find Castle Tower, which was right there. So, to get first place without the boots shows how strong that play was.
Yeah. And not by a little either, by like 7 whole minutes.
Pure luck, but I will take it. Thank you.
So if you want to see more like this, follow the schedule, especially the Speed Gaming Daily schedule, which will have these practice races on it. And then the qualifiers will also be happening at some point for the main tournament. And then there will be a ton of group races. If you want to see something sooner, tomorrow is the second game of the No Logic tournament finals between Krithel and Tam. Highly recommend you tune into that. That one's at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting match. I love No Logic. I don't get much of it, but oh my gosh, it's such a good watch.
You know, a whole bunch of Metroid if you're into space and doing hard tricks. SM Rando Mystery is happening tomorrow as well as some Metroid Prime Randomizer. So yeah, that will be all for tonight. Give your runners a follow, give my co-commentator Blue Link a follow, and our trackers, because it is Cross Keys. We have 2 of them. Put their names in chat as well.
Thank you all for coming and tracking tonight. Greatly appreciate it. I know this is put together relatively last minute, so Malmo, Blue Link, thank you for commentating. Aldera and Deep Fried, GG's to you, and of course, oh my gosh, just such a weird scene. Thank you all for having me tonight. Hope you have a wonderful night.
Yes, thank you everybody for putting on the restream. It's always a blast getting to play for everybody, and especially in such a crazy mode. So, thank you.
Yeah, this was a really fun race to watch and commentate. And Malmo, this is a really cool mode. I'm really looking forward to seeing this in the main tournament, and hopefully we to commentate some of these together again.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.